Hello, my name is Don Harnum, and I'm proud to be the Director of Athletics at Rider University, and it is my pleasure to provide some information to introduce you to Rider Athletics and who we are and what we do. I will start with a little bit of information about our mission statement. We are part of the university in every way. We are not separate from the university. We operate under the same policies and procedures as other students and organizations on campus. Our main goals, as you can see, are to provide a quality experience for our student athletes, and one of the things that we've been able to develop over the last several years is to have people and coaches and everybody understand that part of having a positive experience in athletics is being competitive. And while we don't always use the words winning and losing, we do talk to our coaches about providing a positive athletic experience for our student athletes, which involves everything that you see. We definitely fit into the university's strategic plan, where our primary focus is on developing our students. I'll get into later on in the presentation how we help raise riders' profile, how we are helping to build a culture of philanthropy, and how we are investing in our future and riders' future. To start with, I'd like to talk about the number of sports we have. You'll see on a lot of publications that we have 20 sports, even though there's 10 men and 10 women. The number in the parentheses is the number of student athletes that we have in each sport. Track, field, cross country are counted as 3 different sports, even though they're all under the same coaching staff. On the women's side, we also have 10 sports, with track and field, cross country counting as 3 separate sports. We compete in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, which is, I'll back up a little bit and say Rider Athletics is Division I NCAA. The NCAA breaks down divisions into Division I, Division II, Division III. Division I is the highest level of competition that the NCAA offers. We compete in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, which are schools all in the Northeast metropolitan area. We're all compatible geographically. Most of our trips are overnight trips, or not overnight trips, but day trips, and which makes travel easy, which reduces missed class time. Our field hockey team competes in the Northeast Conference, which has a very similar footprint to the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Our wrestling program just recently made a move to the Mid-American Conference, not to be confused with the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, although both acronyms sound the same. This is a very high-profile move. You can see the schools on the right left the EWL and joined the Midwest MAC, which has raised the profile. There's a bunch of schools in that league that are nationally ranked, and Riders Wrestling program has been nationally ranked over the last several years as well. Expenditures are made up of 3 pockets: salaries for coaches and administrators and trainers, operating budget, which includes things as travel and uniforms and practice gear and supplies and equipment. And another big piece, particularly at the Division I level, is athletic aid, AKA scholarships. So you can see the number of sports that everybody provides, and everyone in our league is a little bit different. For example, Quinnipiac and Monmouth both support football. Football is the most expensive endeavor in Division I athletics. Quinnipiac also has a nationally ranked ice hockey team. Everybody has little pockets that are a little bit outliers that they try to be nationally competitive in. Ours happens to be wrestling, but you can see the total expenditure is made up of those 3 pockets. From an athletic revenue standpoint, we get resources from athletic fundraising. We're really focusing strategically on doing a better job with our alumni on giving back to the program. That starts with providing a positive student-athlete experience while they're here, remaining connected, and our athletic fundraising number, it seems to be rising almost every year. The NCAA does provide revenue back for sports sponsorship for the number of scholarships based on the championships revenue that they make. They do provide a lot of it back. Men's basketball has the opportunity to play some of the Power 5 schools, from the Big Ten or the Pac-12, and they actually get paid to play those games. They pay us because they don't want to come play us at our place, so it's a one-shot deal where we go there. They're usually tough games, but there's significant revenue attached to them. The corporate sponsorship revenue we anticipate growing as we signed a contract a little over a year ago with Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment to help us outsource some of our corporate sponsorship initiatives, and so far that initiative is starting to pay dividends. Ticket revenue is minimal. We only ticket for wrestling and men's and women's basketball. Men's basketball is our highest ticket revenue sport. We do let students and faculty and staff in for free. And licensing royalties is anytime gear is sold which uses our licensed logos, we get a percentage back from that. One issue of our fundraising initiatives that I would like to highlight is the Raise Your Game Challenge, which pits our teams against each other. Our main goal is to keep getting the participation rate up. As you can see, it has risen the last several years, and we're coming off a year where we've raised the most money and had the highest percentage participation rate, which is much higher than the average participation rate at the university. This slide is one of my favorites. As I mentioned, we compete at the very highest level, and I'm proud to say we beat the very highest level in a number of our sports. When we play these types of teams, we get a lot more exposure, a lot more visibility, and when you beat them, that exposure doubles. So we've beaten a lot of schools with big names, with a lot of resources from higher powered leagues over the last couple of years. And it's really exciting. It looks great on the website. It gets a lot of media attention, both in traditional media outlets and in social media. We've had a bunch of success over the last couple of years in terms of conference championships, All-Americans, Conference Coach of the Year awards, Players of the Year. Probably one of the best 5-year periods the institution has ever experienced with some of the major awards. And I get asked all the time, what do you attribute that to? And I'll attribute it to making some changes in our coaching staff and getting coaches that share the culture of providing a positive experience. We've recruited better, we've coached better, we've developed players better, and I think I'm very confident that we have a coaching staff that totally understands what we're trying to accomplish and how to do it at a school like Rider, and we're seeing the results pretty strongly the last several years. Some of our notable alumni, Digger Phelps is a basketball coach from Notre Dame who's been on ESPN for years. Jason Thompson was the 12th pick in the NBA draft in 2008. Jasmine Fenlater was actually a track athlete when she was here, but she's been trained as an Olympic bobsledder and has represented both the United States and Jamaica. And just recently, Nick Margaviches was in the starting rotation for the San Diego Padres, which is one of our many baseball alums that have joined the Major League Baseball ranks over the history of that program. And just as much as I get excited about the athletic success that we've experienced, and I love to talk about it, I'm just as happy to talk about the academic success that we've experienced. If you look at our GPAs over the last 5 years, they pretty much mirrored the student body. And considering that athletes really have a part-time job in their sport and they're working 20 hours a week on their craft, whether it's on the field, in the pool, on the court, in the weight room, and occasionally they do miss class because we travel and sometimes stay overnight. The fact that they've been able to do so well and represent Rider so well in the classroom is something that we should all be proud of. We have a really good graduation success rate that is higher than the national average. We produced several academic All-Americans, and just this past year, we had 154 student athletes named to the all-conference academic teams, and most years, 16 of our 18 teams combined to have over a 3.0. One of our key initiatives to help Rider brand and to raise Rider's profile has been an investment in an ESPN trailer and personnel to run it that allow us to put a lot of our games on ESPN3 and ESPN+. And I'll get into some of the results of that in a minute, but there's a look at the trailer. The trailer is mobile, so it can be parked behind Alumni Gym to do gym events from the gym. It can also be moved out to the turf field and the track to broadcast some of those events as well. The really interesting part and strategic part is we have a director of digital and new media who serves as the producer for our ESPN broadcasts, but it's literally him and 9 or 10 students doing each broadcast. So you want to talk about active and engaged learning. This is just a perfect example of the number of students we hire. We give them real live internships right on campus. They're working with the most modern equipment and technology, both behind the camera and in some cases in front of the camera. And it has really helped the sports communications major grow as well. Just share with you a little bit, the strategic investment has been to upgrade our broadcast and to get more publicity. And we experienced a 130% viewer growth average, 138% growth average in viewership since we went to ESPN3 and ESPN+. We've always, the last several years, broadcast games, but only on our own website. But partnering with ESPN, which is a national brand, worldwide brand to be honest, has really increased viewership, which leads to advertising opportunities. Every time we play a game on ESPNU or ESPN3 or ESPN+, the Rider commercial shows. All of our corporate sponsorship ads show, which helps add value to those deals. A few other stats that show the visibility that Rider gets from Division I athletics. We have over 130,000 unique monthly visitors to our website, which is gobronx.com. Our Twitter followers, Facebook pages, Instagram. And one recent example that I can give you is a special play on ESPN. Because of that partnership, can get on SportsCenter, which is world famous for anybody that knows sports. They know that ESPN, both on all their social media sites and on their linear networks, always, every day, does a top 10 plays of the day. And a recent example is we had a dunk in a men's basketball game that got over 1 million views within 24 hours just on ESPN's social media platforms. And that didn't even include that it made both the evening and the morning SportsCenter top 10 on their linear networks. So that is just great exposure for the basketball program, for athletics, and for Rider University. One of my major priorities and the university's priorities has been enhancing our facilities. And I attribute some of our success is that a lot of our facilities now look more like they are Division I and belong at the level we play at. And that's been a very conscientious plan to upgrade our facilities. Recently, we were fortunate to get a significant gift from Wayne and Joe Canastra, which allowed us to rename the Maurer Center to the Canastra Health and Sports Center. And a large portion of that gift was also utilized to completely renovate Cupola Pool, with new heating and air conditioning, a new boiler, new branding, new pool deck, gutter systems, and a lot of things that help that pool function better, but also make it look much more like a Division I pool. And that has been a great asset to our swimming and diving program. We also recently built a building at our track. We Unfortunately, our longtime track coach, Michael Brady, who was very popular, passed away. But the good news is his alums felt so strongly about him that they donated a lot of money. His wife, Anita, has led a charge to get our track alums engaged and donate money to endow a scholarship for the track program, but also to build an operations building that was recently opened, which is a huge upgrade to our track facility. It literally turned a track in a field to a real Division I track facility, and we're very proud of the way it looks and supports the program. And now I get to my favorite part. Alumni Gym is currently the oldest building on campus, and it's also the most visible building on campus when we average close to 1,600 fans and another couple thousand on ESPN to every basketball game and a lot of wrestling matches as well. We've been on a multi-phased plan over the years to upgrade Alumni Gym. But we still have more work to do. We've upgraded locker rooms and built new offices and a new practice facility. But the last phase is to turn Alumni Gym into a modern day arena that has seating that resembles an arena, has better traffic flow, has more technology, an overhead scoreboard, more modern amenities that fans expect to see when they come to an arena, and more premium seating spaces, which has a lot more engagement potential and a lot more fundraising potential. And for further information regarding staffing, facilities, results, broadcast information, leadership development programs that we run, I encourage and invite you to visit our website, gobronx.com, and you will find all of that information there. I hope you find this helpful, and thank you for listening, and I look forward to working with you in the future.